guys, welcome back to the channel. So today again it's another question and answer portion that we're doing in my channel, of course. So today the topic would be the recent Black and Filipina relationship work. So that's one of the question that we wanted to answer for today's video. So of course we're gonna do once I guess.
I'm not gonna talk yet. I'm not gonna talk a lot because last time they bashed me for talking too much.
So I guess like it's gonna be the wife gonna be the one answering mostly, like, but he will answer some, but I'll like talk about it. But really, one reason why our relationship, I guess I'm not gonna talk about somebody else's relationship, and you know, we're just gonna talk about ours. So from day one, I guess we're still on, like, the first 2 years of marriage was the adjustment period, so that was the hardest part. So yeah.
Because of the black man?
No, it wasn't it wasn't because of black man. It's because one thing why it was the hardest part, because of course, like, when you're coming down here in the US, you don't know nobody. That's one thing. You didn't know nobody. You don't have no family here where you can run when you and your husband like probably like had a fight. But really, we adjusted to that because like when I'm coming down here, he told me, like, you know, are you really gonna be like be okay, because you're gonna be far away from your family? So I say, yeah, I will be, and I will be okay. So when I came down here, it was so hard. The adjustment period was 2 years. Like when I come down here, he already had 3 children, and I know that, and them 3 children was like, they were still like small before, and that's one thing that we had to adjust, that I had to like when he go to work, I take care of the children. And I guess that's how I learned to become a mother, because of them 3 kids that he had. But
it was all the practice.
Yeah, the practice. But really, how we did the relationship that we did, like, adjustment period was hard, because, you know, a lot of things we usually like fight before, like simple things, but not really like to the point that we really like fight to that I want to go back home and stuff. But really, like, it's a thought like before that I want to go back home, but we had to work it out, because this is the things that I choose to come down here. And I know that when I'm coming down here, it's already going to be far away from my family. I won't be able to really go and tell them what's going on and stuff. But I choose not to really like lean on my family about stuff that really me and him can fix when it's come to fighting, like, because really, like, when you adjust, and you still like have the thought and fight, like, y'all still gonna have fights and stuff, but no physical. We never did, like, he never touched, like, he never hurt me or anything about that, so that was good. So yeah, that was the hardest one, is adjustment. But then we was that time, like, when we fight, we talk about it, like we go, and like we don't go, and you know, he goes somewhere and like be somewhere, like he don't want to talk,
leave the house.
Yeah, leave the house and stuff. We will not go end the day without talking about the problem, just like that. So that's how one thing that I guess how our relationship had worked, because we talk about what's the problem in our relationship and stuff. And also one thing that I have like know why our relationship work is because when the other one has like, you know, he or she is on the to her and his boiling point, the other one should be like the one who's calm. He shouldn't be like when the other one raising the boys and stuff. You shouldn't be like the
Oh
other
yeah,
one
oh
should
no,
be.
that don't work. Cause this thing be talking back. So nah, I don't wanna hear
Okay, hold on. so yeah, like you had to be calm and stuff. Like really, like sometimes you be probably like on to the point that you really wanna like talk and fight and stuff. But no, you have to be very calm when the other one is hit it like all the way hit up and stuff. And also, you have to be, they call submissive to your husband, but really like
But I'm not really that
it's not about
I'm not really
something-
that manly as far as like looking for submission in
Yeah.
that point. Like I don't really. You can do what you want to do or whatever. Like I'm not the type to say my way or the highway.
Yeah.
In some things maybe, but in most things, it's like
So, like-
I don't really care what you want to cook.
Mhm.
I don't really care. You feel like cleaning up today?
Yeah.
Thank you. If you want to take a break, go ahead. So it's not really like a argument point. I think the reason that it worked is kind of like we had to, especially being a black person and a Filipino person, you actually have to realize that you're actually two different people from two different worlds. So when she talked about that adjustment period, it's a crazy adjustment to have a woman and actually think she understands what you're saying when she really don't. So that was a lot of our problem, at least me early on, because being married or with American girls, we speak English. So it was easy for me, like in a relationship with a girl, you say something and you're walking away. Like if I talk real low off camera. So a lot of times it sounds like I'm mumbling. Mm-hmm. And so I would like talk while I'm leaving out the house, or I would talk while I'm going in the room, and I would just expect her to know what I said. And sometimes she would answer like, yeah, okay, acting like she understood what I said, but I didn't know. She really didn't know what I was saying. So it took her some time, even though she spoke English when she got here. I'm just thinking the girl understands English, but they don't really fully comprehend everything. Now, especially being black, our English is what they call Ebonics. Our English is even a little different than the English that she was taught in school. So a lot of our words, a lot of our mannerisms are really different. But the one cool thing about marrying a Filipino is they're actually already like multilingual. So even in the Philippines, she has to understand multiple languages. So it's easier for her to kind of get past that language barrier. And even for me as well. So understanding when I would leave her home when I had to go to work, the neighborhood was rough.
Yeah.
So if
It's true.
if you get an upper class American girl and bring her in the hood, she's probably not gonna like it there. But if you go to the Philippines, you can see a lot of our lower class neighborhoods are really like middle class neighborhoods or upper class neighborhoods in the Philippines. So what people down here think is just ran down raggedy neighborhood, raggedy houses, in the Philippines, you're living good. So it wasn't like it was a huge adjustment. The neighborhood, like I say, if you stay in the house, you really can't tell. But the neighborhood, of course, was bad. But as far as the standard of living, by her coming here to marry me, it wasn't that her standard of living was dropping, as opposed to say a girl that lives in the upper class, or a well-to-do girl marrying a guy that's in a poor neighborhood. So it really didn't hurt her as much mentally, because she was still able to get all these American things that she had never gotten before, or hard to get out there. So we actually had a car in the Philippines. People really don't have cars. It's not really a need to have a lot of cars like we have here, because there's so much buses jeepneys, tricycles,
motorcycles.
yeah, cabs. Like we don't even have cabs here anymore. Like they got a bus that runs in the city, but we don't even have cabs. So being that when she finally got here, we were able to. In the Philippines, we had to wait on side the road, right? We had to wait to go to vegan. We had to wait when we was leaving vegan. We almost got left in vegan because we couldn't get out the damn place. We could not get on the bus. Every bus that passed, I'm like, that's one. And of course, I can't speak none of that language.
Yeah.
So I got to let her go up. While we was like fussing all night. Because I let her go up to the bus. And then she comes back. And I'm like, what they saying? And she like, babe, they don't say it. I'm like, well, go tell them this. Go tell them we think this. So she like, baby, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. They don't have no space. And then somebody will come and get on the bus. I'm like, what in the heck? What's going on out here? So when she got here,
because like over there, like them people that's getting in the bus already had the ticket.
Yeah, and we didn't.
Like, and we didn't, and we had to. I didn't know that you had to really get a ticket from the bus company then, because we usually just ride the bus, just get on the bus and that's it. Like But that time, I think it was like it was Easter.
Yeah, it was.
It was Easter. That's why like they have like not that much buses like really.
Might have been Good Friday or something. We went out there because I remember they had something going on. I don't think it was a Sunday.
It was like I don't know. I forgot. But
because remember they had the stuff at that little square. They had something at that square like the fireworks or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but yeah. But here, when she got here, it was just, you ready to go? Like, get in the car, gone. Like, no waiting, no waiting. That's what I love most about America compared to the Philippines. You can't drive in the Philippines. Don't even try it. If you're from America, do not go to the Philippines thinking, especially Manila, thinking you're going to buy a car. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. But it's cool here that it's a little bit more spacious here, where you can really relax a little bit. What else? So we kind of come from the same place, even though she's from a different country and I'm from here. We kind of come from the same background type of family, like not like rich or anything like that, not super poor, but just regular people. So that kind of helped as well. That like here in this country, like black people, we don't really think of ourselves like super first class citizens. Like everything got to fall at our feet. Like we really like working class people. So that kind of helps as well. It helps you to understand people from another country, understand the women, to where you don't feel like you're superior to them at all. So I think that's one of the reasons why we actually work out.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, and she's a little black too, so that helps too. Is that she has black in her?
Yeah.
So people think of Asian people as like light skinned, but most of the people out there are not truly super white looking. Like they're not light skinned, so they actually have a lot of color, whether it be from the sun or whatever. But they actually have a lot of color in them, because when she actually got here, like she has her hair all down. You can kind of tell she's not from here. But when she actually puts her hair up or has a hat on or something,
I always get.
She'll like pass for a black girl.
Yeah, they always like think every time.
But they'll just think she's mixed. Like they'll just think, what she mixed with? What you mixed with? But they don't really know, because she's with me. They don't really know she's like Asian, because she really looks kind of black. She even looks a little lighter on camera, but she's a little bit darker than the camera looks.
Yep.
So that actually helps.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
What else do I need? Do I take? Hold on. Take this.
Black and Filipino, and another thing, it's I think it's more so just wanting to prove something, because if in this world our divorce rate is so high, like black people's divorce rate is so high, so you always wanted, as far as a black man, you always wanted to prove that you can actually have a family that works. You can actually make it in life, not fuss all the time, have a good family, raise children,
Yeah.
and actually be together. And coming from her country, which is mostly all Catholic, and that's one of the things, like in her country, you really don't get divorces out there. From what I've heard,
Yeah.
it's super, super hard to get a divorce. Not like here where it's like, okay, you done? Okay, let's sign the paper and it's over with. So I think out there, by having a black man that wants to prove that he's worthy of a family, prove that he can raise a family just like any other ethnicity in the world, and having a Filipina that wants to prove herself as a woman, as a mother. Like she said, when she first got here, she was ready to be a wife. And I know it's hard for a lot of women, which is kind of one of the reasons why I actually went and kind of chose Bells. Was I really didn't have the time for women fighting me about my other children, because that's how it is when you have other children. You get a woman to come in the house and she's like, "Oh, them children ain't gonna talk to me like that," or fighting with the other children's mother and all of that. It's just too much problems. So I kind of wanted to get a clean slate, and a lot of times you can with a Filipina, because like she said, she doesn't have any connection with the world. When she comes here to America, she really doesn't have any connection. So she actually enjoys, if you have, a lot of y'all gonna have children, especially if you're men and you're watching this, she's actually gonna kind of enjoy stepping into that role, because it gives her something to do to pass the time. Because if she doesn't have, she just gotta look at four walls, it's probably gonna drive her crazy. But I think that kind of did help Bells by having something to do, cooking breakfast, putting the kids in the tub,
We're bringing the kids to the bus.
yeah,
like,
bus stop,
yeah,
sitting
bus stop.
outside, like just doing things on a regular, keeping her super, super busy. Especially having 3 kids, she was super, super busy. And I think that more than anything, just by having that many kids to tend to and stuff to do, it helped her get past all the lonely and crying nights and missing her family, missing her dad, thinking about her mom, thinking about her sisters, thinking about the life she could have had in the Philippines. Just got out of college when you got here. You had just graduated college. So all of that stuff, you start to think, is this the right move that I made? Like, should I go back? Because people think like they just want to come here and stay here. And I mean, a lot of them going to want to go back as soon as they get here. So being that she's been here almost 10 years now.
Yeah, almost 10 years.
She's done great. So
yeah. And also, them children wasn't like, like before we hearing like a lot of like people saying that some children are bad. Them children are not. They are, like, that's why I think it's helped also that to get.
They was young though.
Yeah, they was younger.
If they was a little bit older when you first came, it probably would be different.
Yeah, but like they are, like, Shai was last 2 years old and stuff. Kendra was 6 and Princess was 4.
Yeah, so they were real. My kids were real young when I got divorced. So that kind of helped too, because they was able to. It wasn't like most kids. They didn't really have like that 10, 12-year-old mad because their mom and dad is divorced. They were still too young to even understand any of that stuff. So that kind of helped out. And I wasn't like having this woman here, that woman here. Like when they saw Beverly, it was like a new person. They had never seen anybody else besides their mom. So when they saw Beverly, and she actually like saw moving in, taking the baths and staying, sleeping, and then they kind of figured out that she was there to stay. Yeah. So I think that's it. I think that was good.
And also, one thing,
go.
y'all had to learn each other's flaws. Like, you gotta love. Like if he, like sometimes like relationship work when that person isn't that perfect. So you gotta love his
what she's saying is, when you get to the Philippines, don't go to those little seer ladies that tell all your business. They tell all the women that you got, and they tell all this stuff, and they put all this crazy stuff in her head. I ain't gonna get into it. Go ahead.
So that's what they like. You gotta love you know, like you gotta love his or her imperfections, because relationships are not gonna be that perfect. So that's one thing that you are gonna learn, and to work it out. As into relationship, y'all gotta be mature enough.
Yeah,
Y'all
then
gotta
you
be
can give one like
mature.
that. Come here, Zach. Come here, Zach.
You'll have to be mature enough to take each other imperfection.
Say, then you could. Then it always helps to have one like this, right? Always helps to have a little curly head.
Hello, guys.
Say hey.
So that's our youngest.
Yeah, curly head.
So yeah, so that's it. So hope that our conversation for today help somebody else to have the relationship be better, and for them to work, especially like
our experience. So this is our experience. So a lot of people have different experience than we have.
True.
We're just sharing our experience, the way we feel about marriage relationships between Black men and Filipino women.
Yep. So yeah. So thank y'all for watching today, guys, and hope y'all enjoyed this video. We love y'all, guys, and always remember to spread love, no hate. Bye-bye now, guys.
Bye-bye.